Sweetie. Sweetie, wake up. I've got a wonderful surprise for you that I know you'll just love. No, not just 5 more minutes. I mean, I'll admit you look cute when you sleep, but you look cute when you're awake too. So get up. Please, sweetie, I beg you. Please, 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 please. There we go. Spread your arms wide for me and hug. Now for the surprise. The surprise is, dun dun dun, it's a snow day. And you know what that means. You don't have to go anywhere. Schools are canceled. Workplaces are canceled. The only thing that isn't canceled is our time together. We could sort of have an indoor date today. I mean, it can't be outside because of the ungodly amount of snow. But yeah, doesn't that just sound so lovely? I have this whole list of things in my notebook that we can do as fun date activities. For instance, we could watch a movie together. That's always a classic option. We can watch whatever movie you want. Seriously, go ahead and pick. You know I'm not controlling. But if you don't have any idea of what you want to watch, then might I recommend a horror movie? That way when you get scared of the monster or alien or whatever, you can just cling to me and hold on tight. But we don't have to watch a movie. There are so many romantic things we can do together. Like, how about we make a time capsule? We could collect all of our little memories together and put them in a nice metal container. We can even make it heart-shaped. Cliché, I know, but I like the idea. It'd be a monument to our love story after all. We can open it together in 30 years or so. And I emphasize together because we will definitely still be together in 30 years since we'll never be apart. We were destined to be together for all eternity, and I will brutally crush any destiny to the contrary. But yeah, what else can we put in our time capsule, darling? We could put some photos of us together in there. Maybe even some innocent ones. I think an obvious choice is a copy of the first love letter I sent to you. We would have to get a very big time capsule for that, though. Remember how many pages it was? It was more like a love encyclopedia. I still remember you were like, "Oh, there's a package for me." And when you opened it, there were just pages upon pages of me pouring out my heart to you, confessing to you, saying how much I love you, saying all the things I love about you, saying how I love your hair, every single last strand on your head, how I wish I could just caress it all the time. Maybe we could even put some of your hair that I'm safekeeping in the time capsule. My love letter also talked about how much I love your fingerprint. Yeah, you must have been so confused when you first read about how much I love your fingerprint. You did read my letter back then, didn't you? Well, I'm sure you must have because you're such a sweetheart. But I remember my letter just went on and on about how unique you are. How not only are you so precious, but that your preciousness is also one of a kind. You know, a cake can be sweet, but it's not special. You're different. Your sweetness is a unique, one-of-a-kind sweetness that cannot be replaced or replicated by anything. And that sweetness, alongside all your other wonderful, unique qualities, is symbolized by your fingerprint. And that's why I love it so much. I even have a poster of your fingerprint. That's how absolutely splendid it is. Of course, there were many other pictures of wonderful and beautiful things in that letter. It was all about you, after all. For instance, your eyes. Your eyes are really just the prettiest in the world. I could just stare at them for... Well, you know how long I stare at them. You've told me several times it was making you uncomfortable. I'm so glad you can communicate with me like that, by the way. You know, communication is key to any relationship. That must be part of why ours has lasted so long. Though I'm sure being bound by fate also plays a part. They say that eyes are the window to the soul, which must be why I love staring into yours so much. It lets me look at your soul and see for myself that you really are my soulmate. No wonder I get lost in them, forever and ever. Until you tell me, honey, it's time for bed, or whatever it is you say anyway. I can't really hear very well when I'm still lost in them. Even after you're asleep and your eyes are closed, I still like looking at pictures of them so I can still stare into your soul. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Was I making you uncomfortable again? I was staring too intensely, wasn't I? Oh, how about cooking? In fact, that's a fun activity we can do together. There are so many ways we can do that. We could cook each other meals. I can cook you all your favorites. And don't worry, you don't have to tell me which ones are your favorite because I know all your favorites. After all, I keep track of statistics like how many times you ask me for a certain food, or how likely you are to finish a certain meal, or what average percentage of food you'll leave uneaten for certain meals. You know, normal things that any good wife should keep track of. I went all in honing my skills back when I was trying to seduce you with my cooking prowess. It was a bit overkill in the end, though, since it turns out you're not the pickiest of eaters. But still, it really came in handy since you love my cooking so much. Which is good because I love cooking for you, sweetie. Especially since I don't have to worry about drugging the meals I make for you. I remember back in the early days of my cooking lessons, I focused on making meals with flavors strong enough to mask the taste of the drug instead of focusing on making meals that tasted as good as possible. But then when I first asked you to come over to my place, you just agreed. I never thought in a million years that you would accept that easily. Love can be funny sometimes. What if we try making something together? Like, how about one of those smoothies where there's just the one cup and then there's 2 straws in it for the couple to share? Isn't that just so sweet and romantic? Or maybe we could try baking. The 2 of us could make some amazing pies. Whatever you're in the mood for. But geez, all this talk of food is making me hungry. I could really go for some of your cooking right about now. Or I can just cook for you. For now, maybe I can just make you a snack to hold you over, and then maybe you can decide later? So how about we roast some marshmallows over the fireplace? Oh, wouldn't that just be so romantic? And since it's all snowy outside, that makes it so fitting. Maybe we could even cuddle under a blanket together. Ooh, and we could have hot chocolate too. I'll get some extra big marshmallows to put in your hot chocolate because you deserve to be spoiled with a drink that's more marshmallow than liquid. If that's your preference anyway. Great! Don't you worry about a thing, honey. I'll get everything ready. I'll even get out the 2-person bedroll for us to share and set it out by the fireplace. I'm glad you agreed to join me by the fireplace like this. Although I kind of feel guilty relaxing with you like this. Like maybe we should be being more productive and doing some chores? Oh no, don't worry about me, honey. I'm fine. The heat from the fireplace isn't too much for me. Don't worry, I'm not gonna melt. The only thing in danger of melting here is my heart if you keep on giving me those puppy dog eyes. Gosh, I love you so much. I just want to kidnap you. But I mean, you're kind of already trapped here with me by the inclement weather, so mission accomplished. Hey, can I play with your hair? Caress it a little? Thanks, sweetie. This means so much to me. And I'm not talking about you letting me caress your hair. Well, okay, I am talking about that, but not just that. It's so much more. It's that you're always so accepting of me. I remember when I first visited your home. You were expecting someone to come over to fix your Wi-Fi. And I knew this, of course, because I was stalking you from the time I first met you until we were finally together. But since you were expecting someone to come fix your Wi-Fi, I took the opportunity to dress up as the technician and everything. I even brought a van and painted it with the logo of the internet service provider. It was a lot of effort, but it was all worth it when I finally got to step foot into your very home. And you invited me in so kindly. You let me use your bathroom and didn't raise a big fuss when I was taking too long. Not because I was actually using it, but because I was just hyperventilating a bit over finally being inside your bathroom. And could you blame me? I mean, your toothbrush was right there, the very thing that touches your bare teeth. I wanted so badly to take it for myself and cuddle it to sleep and everything else that you could think of to do with the toothbrush, but I resisted. Taking your toothbrush is where I draw the line. Then you just watched me work as I fixed your internet. I had to learn how to actually do it in order to be convincing. Talk about devoted, am I right? But then, as I was fixing up your internet, you told me, you know, if you wanted to come over, you should have just asked. You didn't have to pretend to be a worker. I was so embarrassed. I wanted to run out of the room crying, but you calmed me down and assured me that everything was okay. You also thanked me for fixing the internet, but I guess it didn't matter in the end, because you accepted me, because you always accept me. Even when I was being so unreasonable on our first date. I remember that was when we held hands for the first time. It was magical. Breathtaking, and I never wanted it to end. I wished our hands could remain intertwined forever. I'll never let you feel alone. I'll always keep you company. Every single night. It'd be my pleasure, because I love you. I know I say this a lot, but I really do love you. Every morning, every afternoon, every night, I never stop loving you, not even for a second. And I really do mean love. I'm not just talking about jealousy. I'd give my life for you. I'm not just being selfish or possessive in my love for you. But to be fair, I am the jealous type. I am so the jealous type. It's hard not to be jealous when you're the best I could ever ask for. And I could ask for a lot, because you know how needy I am for you. Like in the mornings, I'll always beg you to stay in bed for me for just a few minutes longer. And then after we've cuddled for a few minutes, I always ask again for just a few more minutes. You know how I get. You started setting your alarm early so we could wake up for some cuddling. That was so thoughtful of you. Though it's a bit difficult to wake up so early when I keep you up so late. Thank you so much. You've given me so many reasons to love you, because there are so many things that you've done for me. And there are so many ways I can repay you too. We still have so much of our day together left, we can spend it however you want. But if you'd just like to cuddle a bit longer like this, then that's fine too. Anything with you is fine, because I love you, sweetie. I love you.